If you enjoy learning the Cherokee language with RSU TV, join our Signal Society. Your monthly gift of $10 a month ensures that RSU TV can continue to produce programs like the Cherokee language classes. Click the link in the description or call 1-800-823-7210 to join today.
Welcome to Cherokee 2 here at RSU TV. My name is Wade, and I'm really happy to be here. I hope you're ready to learn. Today is our 30th Cherokee lesson, so that means that we only have about 18 lessons left before we finish with Cherokee 2. So as you know, with Cherokee 2, we have kind of bit off a rather substantial story, but we're trying to take some breaks in between and do some fun stuff as well. But I hope that we're able to complete the story by the end of the course. But we're learning about a story. It's German in origin. It's called The Six Servants. Sometimes they say the six servants see the world, or it goes under different names. But we are putting it into Cherokee and getting some really, really good information out of it. Some of it is even new to me. So to just let you know kind of how this works, I'm a learner just like you. I'm a second language learner. My grandpa was a first language speaker. But I am a learner, and so I'm trying to make my way through, and the things that are working for me in how I acquire language, I'm going to pass those on to you, so hopefully it'll be easier for you to learn the language as well, or to acquire the language. So when we do a lesson, we try to bring as many first language speakers here as we can to help us, because that's always really, really important, is to hear those first language speakers use the language. And I know maybe some of you, especially those of you that don't live in a Cherokee community, maybe you don't have access to speakers, so we try to provide that for you. And we also use them to translate. And so sometimes we will use different, depending on who's available, we'll use a different speaker for different parts. And because of that, sometimes the vocabulary might be different, or the way they say things might be different. And that's okay. Just like we as speakers of English, we don't all speak English the same. Speakers of Cherokee are the same way. Our language is very rich and very vital, and so different communities have developed different ways of speaking, or different patterns. For example, I've noticed that some speakers use the no affix all the time. They use it whenever they get up and speak. They'll use no or nole. They'll use that sound a lot in their speech, but I know other speakers who rarely, if ever, use it. So just be aware that is possible. So come, okay. All right. So our reading today again is from Genesis, just because they're super easy to read compared to some of the other ones. Some of the things in the Bible are hard even for us to understand in English, and that's our first language. So to put it into Cherokee can sometimes be even more complicated. But I think today's is really, really good. I think it's going to be a really good lesson for us today, and it's going to have some valuable information in it that we can use, all right? So let's read together, okay? So it says, Mo-si, Mo-si, Mo-si. I-ge-yi-yi, I-ge-yi-yi. I-ge-yi-yi. U wo hue la na hi. U wo hue la na hi. U wo hue la na hi. Jo I ne. Jo I ne. A ya to tla. A ya to tla. So ne li ne. So ne li ne. U dalska. U dalska. Mo si I ka yi. U wo hue la na hi. Jo I ne. A ya to tla. So ne li ne. U dalska. So the first writings of Moses, or Genesis, Joine, third, Ayatotla, chapter, Soneline Udalska, ninth verse. Okay, and it's short. It's a short one today, so that's nice. It says, Ale Yehowa no U ne tlana. This is actually law, but a lot of times, at least in modern speaking, when we use the word for God, we say une tlanahi, and it means He provided it. Une tlanahi. Wu ya ne he. Wu ya ne he. Adawi. Adawi. Hatla. He donha. U wo se le I. Okay? So this is really, I think, one of the easiest ones. Okay? I will read it again. This says, Ale Yehowa no une tlanahi. Wuyana he u adawi hatla he doha u wo se le. All right. Ale means and. Yehowa no and Jehovah. Une tlanahi, the provider. Wuyana he. Wuyana he. He yelled out. Okay, he cried out. Or he called out. Wuyana he. Adawi, Adam. Hatla, where? He donha, where are you at? Where are you? Hatla he donha. Uwo se le. He said to him. Okay? So, very easy one. A lot of these words you've already had before. So, wuhyana he, that's probably one that you haven't had. But most of the rest of them, I think you've had before. Let's read it again. So it says, Ale Yehowa no une tlanahi, wuhyana he adawi, hatla he doha, uwo se le. Okay? And then of course down here, the King James Version, it says, And the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? So, pretty easy, right? That was a really good one. So, a lot of these words in this one you can use. Hadla he donha. Where are you at? Hadla he don't. Sometimes people say hadla he don't. Hadla he don't. Where are you? Okay. Ale Yehowa no une tlanahi, wuhyana he adawi, hatla he doha, uwo se le. So that's Moses 3:9. All right, 3rd chapter, 9th verse. Okay, our conversational Cherokee today, jadi tostis jaduli, jadi tostis, jadi tost is you to drink, jaduli. So do you want something to drink? Jadi tostis jaduli, okay? And you can say, kata usti jadi tost jaduli. What drink do you want? Okay, the ja means you, okay? Jadi tost, you to drink, okay? In Cherokee, a lot of times it has to match. So jadi tostis jaduli, do you want something for you to drink, okay? So jadi tostis jaduli. So one of the things that you can do is you can try to write this, because I don't have it in syllabary. So you could try to write this out in syllabary as an exercise in writing, okay? Do you want to drink? Ja, di, ta, s, di, s, ja, du, li, okay? So give that a try and see how well you do, all right? Jadi tostis jaduli, you want a drink. Okay, so our last lesson, we learned a song. It's a game, kind of a game song, and we learned hand actions to go along with it, and it's called My Hat Has Three Corners. And so I'll read through it and I'll sing through it, and then we will continue with our story and see how much farther we can get with the story. So this says, Awal squetuo John dunasiya. John dunasiya awal squetuo. Kla John dunasiya yigi. Kla awal squetuo yigi. Okay, and remember, let's go line by line. Awal squetuo joduna siya. What does that mean? My hat, there are three corners. Duna siya. Okay, joduna siya awal squetuo. Three corners are on my hat. Kla joduna siya yiki, or yik, or yiki. Kla joduna siya yik. If there aren't three corners, kla awal squetuo yik. It's not my hat. Okay? So, Didi Nogi, let's go ahead and try to sing it. All right? So, Sawu Tal Joan. Awal squetuo joduna siya. Joduna siya awal squetuo. Kla joduna siya yigi. Kla awal squetuo yigi. All right? So, and remember to play the game, then you replace different words in it, and you have to do the hand actions. You have to remember which words you replaced. You can either replace them with a hum, or you can replace them with a sound, you know, like a click, or a pop, or a cluck, 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 okay, whatever. And then you have to remember what you've replaced them with, right? All right. So it was just kind of something fun to break up the monotony of language class. Although it's not monotonous, it's interesting. But sometimes we like to laugh. We need to laugh and be silly. Okay. All right. Here is our story. I'm going to read through it, and then we'll continue on. I'll read at a slow to medium pace. All right, because some of the later ones, even I struggle with because I haven't read through it enough yet. But as I read through it more, I'll get better at it. All right, come. Ilalena. Ilahiu jugesa askili he agayelike ale unegilti gesen uwej ageha uwe kaha do you wo du hi ge se alwi du don e squistosa aniskaya unduli he unishanti alwi uchi hi I ni duwe se le akayi go husti yi jatanti ni jatane lana yi ki yi ga lugi yi ga lugi hilask aniskaya unanel tana wunadanti yunadanti askili atayohi ha klaskin eli yinandane he julini kwanadi nidegane he aniskaya no huno dega steske ugawi yuhi uweji askaya utagane uwodu uweji agehuja askili uwekaha udoda unosele una tegesi awaduli jihanti alawi nole askili dajikli Tladan udane ugawi yuhi ijena do yu askili dagejak stesi utagane uwej askaya unsine ale utleje gafkwo judetiyed ganitli gange tla aganakti eli yunawiske ugawi yuhi udelahose tla udiuska uwej achuj unosele huena alawije doha tla yaguant go used nakwadanti jadiusti utagane uwej udidaha ganitli udiusa uliheli jona nole wukilana sogili alawi ale askili dine doha dubuk tane ukilad agod go he go husti gadusi eliske na wulute ugo he askaya usquotle gesa gadon gane na galjohi askaya ugo he na ugawiyu uwej udida ha ugawiyu uwej unosele ichaduli gestelti skinatla ga gato hyadug hiljohit utadane askaya tladun gohushik ijine goga jon yagayal udane galjohit askaya doyik yiganatlaga agosele galjohit askaya ajistawata na ugawiyu uwej si wana ise tkili ale uwej unena sadid unilutsa inage son askaya unigohe Ga don gan ge ga len wu no tle ga don. Ga do ha dane u te dane u gan wi u wedge. Ga te dasti dan u dane son I askaya. Ga do usti ste dasti u te dane u ga wi u wedge. Ak te dasti nigal stani doha ni kan elohi. Nigata ga te ga. Ganula ga te skasku. Ka tegi udane askaya. Skino hasi udane ugawiyu uwedge. Gato usti hategi. Skili ale uwedge aninel tidla. Ka tegi askaya usk. Ka don gohoska. Kilo unel tane uhanti alawi aseskino unalane dotan yik yigana tlega skistawa dega udane ugawi uwedge na askaya tigatleni Tigali squaw ten ustawada sa ugawiyu uwedge ukedaliya unilucha aniskaya dilasteni ale ayetliwu diganaskeni widuni gohe no seno tla uni gohe uyela Anaisa ukedaliya unigohe ayela ale uskola. Do you inigat udane ugawiyu uwedge. Flago husik udane na inigat askaya. Yijine gwog inigat jo yagayel. Yagwalen jigoti o dala gadu utlididla stawa dena yigana tlaga udane ugawiyu uwedge. Let's go back over that sentence a little bit more. Let's see if I can read it better. So we're going to go back right here to this word right here. Yigastawadena, yigana tlaga, udane ugawiyu uwedge. Untlane, inigad, unatlane, inigad askaya. Ustawadesa, Skili ale uwodu uwedge junena satid. Si wana ise nohleno unigoha askaya nano hulti uwotla. Nawo dagatlu tlea. Si yo udane ugawiyu uwedge doke jideja gadu tleda klas eli higoti adjust klas eli higoti adjust tla eli yigaga jidu tlegi udane askaya was yustiwu gesa yiwagi gon ayetli Jutlanigug dejikana. Gestelti yitaduli skinatlaga. Skinatlaga. Ganatlaga udane ukamiyu uwej. Nowu uni gohe askaya gatne uditleka. Nikun uyela uwanawiske. Doke jijanawi uditlekana jitni. Na uditlekun jitni. Utadane ukamiyu uwej. Uwal sekita udane askaya. Uditleka jinawogo. No leno uyedla ugodon ali jielasko. Goli tla uditleka yagilant. Gokino tla uyedli yagilant. Okay, so that gets us through the story. Let's get us to the next part. So it says, Jasquinikt udane ugamiyu uwej. Yiganatlug yitaduli skistawaduga. Okay, so some of these words you should know. Jasquinikt, that means you're amazing. Okay, usquinikt means something that's amazing. Jasquinikt, you're amazing. Okay, Jasquinikt udane said ugamiyu uwej, the prince. Yiganatlug, if I hire you, if you want, I will hire you if you want. Okay, skistawa duga, you follow me. Okay, so I will hire you if you want. Remember, we talked about this construction of ye and ye. It means if you'll do that, then this will happen, you know, kind of thing. Yiganatlug yitaduli. If you want it, I will hire you. Skistawaduga. Follow me. Okay? So that's where that goes. Okay. Then we go on and it says, No leno usquanikt askaya dustawaduse. Ugamiyu uwej ale anisteliski. Okay, so no leno, and then usquanikt askaya, the amazing man, dustawaduse, followed them, okay? We know it's them because of the D sound there. Ugamiyu uwej, the prince, ale ani steliski, his helpers. Okay? Ani, they, stel, help, ski, doers. Okay? Ani steliski. So his helpers. Okay? And so then the amazing man followed the prince and his helpers. Kohiya galala do dala duni lute. Okay, we should be able to work our way through this. Kohiya, later. Galalat, high. Dodala, mountains, right? Mountains. Duni lute, they came to. Okay, so later they came to some high mountains. Okay. Askaya uktenole munigohe. So a man uktenole was looking around. Munigohe, they saw. So they saw a man looking around. Askaya uktenole munigohe. Askaya uktenole uni go. Hey, they saw a man looking around. Okay. Do you gonna heed ge say a jin? Okay. Do you? What does that word mean? Do you? Do you means really. Gonna heed, really long. Was a jin, his neck or his throat. Okay. Do you gonna heed ge say a jin? He had a really long neck. Okay. O dala we cli adidl wago wati skein. Okay. He could see over the mountains. O dala. Okay. We cli adidl wago wati skein. Wago wati skein. Okay. He could see over the mountains. O dala watli adid wago wati skein. Okay. It says kata usti jak toast utadane ugawiyu uwej. So kata usti means what? Jak toast. What are you looking at? Utadane ugawiyu uwej. Okay, this word jak toast means you look at it, you stare at it, you watch it. We use this octost to where, like you're watching TV. Okay, it's something that you look at and kind of give attention to. Okay, kata usti jak toast utadane ugawiyu uwej. What are you looking at? Asked the prince. Okay, and so that's as far as we're going to go in the story today. So let's go back through and let's see. Okay, let's go back and we'll read this one and then we'll go forward in the story, okay? So you can either read along with me or you can just listen. So no, now, uni gohe, they saw a skaya, a man got ne, laying uditleka in the heat. Nika uyela, nika, all, uyela, his body, uwana wiske, was shivering. So his whole body was shivering. Doke jija nawi. Why are you shivering? Uditlekan, even though it's hot. Jitni, even though you're laying in the heat. Utadane, asked. Ugawiyu uwej, asked the prince. Okay. Awal segida, I am strange, or I'm unusual. Udane said, Askaya, said the man. You ditleka, if it's hot, jintna wogon, I freeze. No leno, but then you hudla, if it's cold, ugo do, more ali jie lunskon, I burn up with sweat. Okay. Goli, wintertime, tla uditleka yagilunked. In the wintertime, I don't like the heat. Gogi no tla uhidli yagilunked. In the summer, I don't like the cold. Jasquinikt udane ugawiyu uwej, yigana plug yijadule ski stawaduga. Okay, you're amazing, said the prince. I will hire you if you want. Follow me. No le no usquanict askaya du stawada se ugawiu uwej ale aniste liski. And so then the amazing man followed the prince and his helpers. Kohiya galelat do dalan dunilute. So later, they arrived at some tall mountains. Askaya uktenole wunigohe. They saw a man looking around. Do you kanahid gese ahya jane? His neck was really long. O dala we tli adidla wago watiske. He was looking over the mountains. He could see over those mountains. Kata ustijak toast utadane ukawiyu uwej. What are you looking at? Said the prince. Okay? So, let's go back. All right, so let's look at some of the words in this sentence and see which ones we can pick out. So ugawiyu uwej, what would that be in English? Ugawiyu uwej. So it's the leader's child. In this case, it's the prince, right? Udane, said, udane. What about yijaduli, if you want. Ganatlug, I will hire you. Ganatlug. Skistawaduga, you follow me. Skistawaduga. Okay? Jasquanict means you're amazing. Okay? Let's do the next one. What about the word usquanict? Amazing. Askaya. Man. What about the word ale? And ugawiyu uwej, prince. Anisteliski, helpers. Dustawadase. He followed them. Okay. No le no. And then, okay. What about dodala? Mountains. Kohiya. Later. Duniluce. They arrived. And then, of course, we have the word galelat. High or up. Okay. How about wunigohe? They saw. Uktenole. He was looking around. Uktenole. What about the word askaya or askai? Askai or Askaya. A man. Ahyajan, Ahyajan, Ahyajan. Ahyajan is the neck or the throat. Ganahid, Ganahid, Ganahid. Long. Gesen, Gesen, Gesen was. Do you, do you, do you really? Okay. Wagowatiske, agowatiske, agowatiske, wagowatiske. He could see, okay? He could see. Odala, 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 mountain. We clear deed, we clear deed. That means, like in this case, it would be like in the far away. We clear deed like over them. In this case, it'd be like he could see over the mountains. Okay, he could see, you know, way over there. Okay. What about utadane? Utadane, utadane. He asked. What about jaktoast? Jaktoast, jaktoast. You're looking at, or you're staring at, you're watching. Kato usti, kato usti, kato usti. What? And then ugawiyu uwedge, ugawiyu uwedge, ugawiyu uwedge. It's the prince. Okay? So let's go back to this part. Let's go back here. Okay? This is, I think, one of my favorite paragraphs because there's just so much in it that you can use right away. Okay? So, what about this word? Ali, 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 Ali. Sweat is sweat. Askaya, askaya, askaya. Askaya is a man. What about this word here? Doke, doke, doke. Why? One of the words for why. There are lots of different ways to ask why. This is one of them. Doke. Uwana wiske, uwana wiske, uwana wiske. Uwan wiske. He was shivering. He was shivering. Uwana wiske. Okay. Gotne, gotne, gotne. He was laying. Wuni gohe, wuni gohe, wuni gohe. They saw him. They saw him, or they saw it. Uditlega, uditlega. Uditlega, uditlega. It's hot. Okay. What about uhyudla, uhyudla, uhyudla? It's cold. Now, what about jinawogon, jinawogon, jinawogon? That means I get cold or I freeze. 今天我够. What about 几夜了够? 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 I burn up. 几夜了够? Okay? 枸杞, 枸杞, 枸杞. Summer. 枸杞, 枸杞, 枸杞. Winter. Very good. 午夜了, 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 午夜了. His body. What about 你看, 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 all over or everywhere, right? Awal segi, awal segi, awal segi. I am different. Udane, udane. Said, said. Tla yagi lunkt, tla yagi lunkt. Tla yagi lunkt, tla yagi lunkt. I don't like it. Tla yagi lunkt, I don't like it. All right, so that brings us to the end of today's lesson, I think. I think our brains are probably sufficiently loaded with Cherokee to give us lots of stuff to process. Hopefully you got a lot out of it. So we have now met, let's see, we met the fat man. We met the man with good hearing. We met the man that is tall. We met the man with a long neck. We met the man who gets hot and cold. Let's see, who else? Oh, the man that cuts things in half with his vision. So we have met all 6 of the servants now. We have now met all 6 servants. And so when we come back, we will continue and we'll actually get to, maybe next time we'll get to where he actually meets the witch and the daughter. So, we're finally to the point of the story where it's starting to get interesting, right? So I hope you've enjoyed your lessons so far, and from all of us here at RSU TV and Cherokee Nation, I just want to say wadon and donadago ha'i.